So far in this module, we've explored ways in which we can construct Boolean expressions using comparison and logical operators. Now that we can do this, we can now write in some functionality into our programs to let Python evaluate those expressions and then execute certain lines of code based on the results of those expressions. It's almost like you're giving Python the ability now to ask a question and then respond accordingly based on the result of that question. So let's go ahead and write a program and show how this works. So I'm going to write a program here, and let's go ahead and ask the user for a number. So number is equal to int of input of enter a number. Okay, so the user is going to enter in an integer value, and then we want to go ahead and tell the user if the number entered is positive. So we need to have Python ask a question. Python needs to branch at this point and evaluate some sort of condition, and if that condition is true, then we do something, and if it's not, then we can do something else. So we learned how to write a Boolean expression, right? So I could just say number greater than 0, right? That's a Boolean expression, and that evaluates number greater than 0. And remember, this will evaluate to true or false. However, this doesn't tell Python to actually ask the question. This just tells Python to compute the result of the Boolean expression. What we need to do is we need to use a special keyword before this. We need to put the if keyword before this. And the if keyword tells Python, all right, you're going to get a Boolean expression in a moment. The next bit of information on this line is going to be a Boolean expression. So we're saying if number is greater than 0, and then we're going to put the colon character at the very end. And then watch, I'm going to hit enter, and immediately Python is going to indent my cursor so that I'm about 4 or 5 spaces underneath the if statement right here. This is what we call the block of execution that's associated with the if statement. So we would read this. Well, let's put a print statement in here. We're going to print the number is positive. And then after the if statement, I'm going to hit the backspace key to de-indent, and I'm going to just go ahead out here and print OK, all done. So let's go ahead and trace and see what happens here. So on this first line here, Python is going to ask the user for a number, and then we're going to convert that number to an integer and store it in the variable number. Then what we're going to do is we're going to ask a question using the if statement, and we're going to say if the number that the user entered is greater than 0, and then we have a colon, and then we see that we have an indented line here. This indented line will execute if this Boolean expression right here evaluates to true. If it evaluates to true, then anything that's indented under this if statement will execute. If this statement here evaluates to false, however, then Python's going to skip everything that's indented here and continue with the main block of the program, in which case if they enter in a negative number, we skip right past that and we print OK, all done. So let's go ahead and give this a try and see how it works. So I'm going to run this module here, and over here I'm going to enter a number. I'm going to put in the number 5. So Python is going to evaluate that. 5 is greater than 0. That expression evaluates to true, so the block of code indented under the if statement executes, and then at the end, OK, all done will execute because that statement is not conditionally positioned in our code, meaning that that statement is always going to happen no matter what condition the condition above evaluates to. Let's go ahead and run this one more time. So I'm going to run this one now, and I'm going to put in a negative number. I'm going to put in negative 5. And we can run this, and you can see here we only get OK, all done at this point, and the reason for that is that the condition evaluated to false, which means we skipped what was underneath the if statement, and then we jump right back down afterwards. So this is what we call a one-way if statement. And a one-way if statement is literally the word if and a Boolean condition, and if that condition evaluates to true, we do something, and if that condition does not evaluate to true, then we simply skip the block and we continue on afterwards. So this is a one-way if statement. Let's go ahead and do a two-way if statement. So a two-way if statement allows us to take a Boolean condition just the same way we did here, so if number is greater than 0, and if this evaluates to true, then this is going to happen right here. But if it doesn't evaluate to true, if it evaluates to false, then we want to do something else. We need a separate branch of execution. So we can do this in one of two ways. We could do this. We can go ahead and let's go ahead and determine if the number is negative. So if number less than 0, print the number is negative. This is certainly one way we can do it, and we can write separate if statements. What's going to happen here is Python's going to ask this question and then execute this statement. And then it's going to ask this question, and if that's true, it's going to execute this statement. And then when we're all finished, we're going to hit the OK, all done here. So this is fine, but there are times where we actually want to respond without a second if statement. So I'm going to show you how we can do this. Take a look at this first statement right here. I'm just going to remove this right here. I'm saying if number is greater than 0, then print the number is positive. Otherwise, there's really no reason to ask another question, right? If the number's not positive, it's got to be negative. So we can say otherwise it must be negative. So else, colon, print negative. So the else statement is an optional statement. It only exists in your Python code after you've used the if statement. So if this if statement was not here, this else statement could not be here. It's a statement that can't stand on its own. The way that it works is Python asks this question here. If that's true, then this statement executes, and Python will skip the else block and just continue with the program. If Python asks this question and the answer is false, it skips this statement, jumps down here to the else statement, and executes this one. So it's like a toggle, really. One of those two statements is guaranteed to happen. Either the first one or the second one. The if or the else is guaranteed to happen. Let's go ahead and run this and see how this one works. So now I'm going to run this one, and I'm going to put in 5, and it's going to say the number is positive, and then OK, all done, because that happens at the very end of the program. I'm going to run it again, and I'm going to put in -5, and you can see now it's saying the word negative. It skipped the first statement, and it executed the second one, and again, OK, all done, ran. And if I run this program one more time, and let's say I put in the number 0, what do you think is going to happen? Is 0 greater than 0? Does it fulfill the first condition? Actually, it doesn't, right? So it's going to report that 0 is a negative number. That's actually not something that we really want to do right here. So what we really need is we need to probably ask another question in between these two, right? We need to say, if the number is greater than 0, then print the number as positive. Otherwise, if the number is 0, then print that it's 0. Otherwise, print that it's negative. So we need a second question kind of in there. So to do this in Python, we can go ahead and ask a follow-up question. And a follow-up question looks like this. If the number is greater than 0, then do this. Otherwise, elif number is equal to 0, then print number is 0. Otherwise, print that it's a negative number. So the elif question is a follow-up question. Elif can only exist after an if statement. So we ask a question. If this question is true, if the result of this is true, then we execute this and we skip all the rest of them. If the answer to this question is false, then we go down here and we ask the follow-up question. We ask the elif question. If this ends up being true, we execute this statement and we skip the rest. And then, if we ask this question and it's false, and we ask this question and it's false, then the else statement takes over down here at the bottom, and that's the one that gets executed. In this structure right here, one of these three things is guaranteed to happen, because if the first one happens, we do that one. Otherwise, if the second one happens, we do that one. Otherwise, if both of those failed, then the last one is going to happen right here. So it's an if, elif, else statement. Note that these last two statements, elif and else, cannot stand on their own. They must follow an if statement, and they must be at the same level of indentation as the if statement. All right? So one more thing, and we're going to talk about this a little more, obviously in lecture this week, but one more thing I wanted to go over here, and that's this idea of what we call nested if statements. So a nested if statement is an if statement inside of another if statement. This allows you to ask follow-up questions if the result of one condition ends up being true. For example, let's go over here. If number is greater than 0, then yes, we want to print that the number is positive. But what if we wanted to do this? What if we wanted to say, all right, the number is positive, let's go ahead and report if the number is even or odd. All right, so how can we do that? So inside of this block of execution right here, I'm going to say, well, if number is greater than 0, print the number is positive. Now we need to determine if the number is even. So let's see if we can do that. So we can ask a follow-up question right inside of here. I can say if the number mod 2 is equal to 0. Remember the modulo operator? The modulo operator allows you to determine the remainder of a division operation. So this line here is saying if the number divided by 2 yields no remainder. So I'm dividing a number by 2, and if 0 is the remainder, then the number's even, right? If anything's evenly divisible by 2, it's an even number. So I can print here even number. Otherwise, I can print odd number. So check this out. We have an if statement inside of another if statement. These statements right here, because they are indented under this statement here, will only be executed if this Boolean condition evaluates to true. If the number is positive, then what are we going to do? print that the number is positive, and then we're going to ask a brand new if statement. We're going to say, well, if the number's even, do this, otherwise, do this. This if and this else, because they are in the same level of indentation, are attached to one another. They actually have nothing to do with this if and this else out here. It's just the indentation is allowing this separate if statement to be executed conditionally when number is greater than 0. So I definitely recommend at this point that you go through the lecture notes directly after this video and try some of the programming challenges as well as playing with some of the sample problems to help cement your knowledge of how if statements work. I always tell my students that there's really no program we can write from this point forward in the semester without using if statements. They are fundamental. They're as fundamental as variables to programming. There's really nothing you can do without them. So having a firm grasp of how if statements work is really important as you continue to program in Python.